Dakota. Terrified yet unstoppable. Terrified yet unstoppable, Janesh Dakota.
I still vividly remember my middle school debate. As I was walking to the stage in the midst of the roar of the clap, I was feeling nervous. As the roar of the clap faded in, I could hear my heartbeat pounding. As I reached the stage, I'm holding a microphone. This microphone felt so heavy, my hands were shaking, and my body decided to be one with the lectern. My hand soaked in sweat, and I started my speech. Knowledge is more important than wealth. As I was speaking, my voice was shaking so much. I am sure people in the audience might have thought there is a tremor in the PA system. I did not know why I was feeling. It was feeling like a life or death situation. Half an hour ago, when I was looking in the mirror, I was acing it. I felt so good. But now, all I remember is an experience filled with shame and guilt. Have you ever felt, or your loved ones ever felt such experience in public? Contest share. After that humiliating experience, it took a lot of time for me to crawl out from that cave. Luckily for me, on the 10th grade, I won an essay competition which awarded me with an opportunity to be interviewed in a national television. The day came. My friends, my family were sitting beside me. All of us were excited as the video started playing. I realized my biggest critic was me. My non-verbal cues screamed, "Help!" and I rushed, not from the animal in the forest, but from myself in the TV. It was a moment of intense self-reflection. I was wondering, why do I feel so much shame and guilt? Why could not I savor the success that led to that interview? I knew practice was the only way to propel me forward, but in the depth of the shame and guilt, I could not face my fears head on. Speaking, the skill dreaded by so many, ironically, is the most important skill in our lives. You want to show your love to your spouse, you want to walk alone with your kid, you want to sell yourself in interviews, or you want to sell stuff online. You need to be a good speaker, a good communicator. Consider this. Winston Churchill, despite his lisp, he went on to become the history's eloquent speakers. And King George VI, despite his stammer, he led his country through the war with the power of his words. My favorite, Earl Nightingale, once said, "It's the conformity that makes us average, that makes us stagnant. We are always worried about what my friend thinks, what my family thinks, what society thinks, and we don't take time to think what we think about ourselves." Because he says, you become what you think about all day long. I realized, after all these stories and biographies, the only way for me to stand and be a good speaker is to show up. Despite I'm terrified, I need to show up. A couple of weeks ago, I went to a teen event where I was sharing the data and data science and how kids can eventually come to the data science space. I asked about the limiting belief, and one brave girl raised her hand and she said, "My limiting belief is I think I cannot speak good, but despite my fears, I am speaking here." I was so proud to hear that, and I want all of you to realize all of us have fears, but beyond fear, that's where we will excel. Just like Jonathan said, that's where we pick up. The biggest fear for most of us is when we come to this stage, we are blank. We need to look at notes or we don't know what to say. We are now panicking. I think that is the moment. Look into Mike's eyes, Bob's eyes, or Pete's eyes and smile. It's not the absence of the words. It's the space that you make for the next big idea for you to shine. To get better at anything, you need to do one step at a time. To get better at push-ups, you need to get to the floor, hit one rep, fall, keep doing. 1, 2. That's how you get better in life. Every single failure, if you desire to hit 100 reps one day, you have to start with 1 rep today. Our journey to be an eloquent speaker starts with 1 word, 1 speech at a time, which is what I'm doing here today. As I toss draft after draft in the bin, looking for the perfect word, every crumbled paper, every failure is a testament to being terrified yet unstoppable. All we need to remember is have the belief that our path to the eloquent speakers is paved with the perseverance and the belief that with enough practice you will get there. But keep showing up. I want to leave today with this speech with a quote from Winston Churchill, which says, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage to show up that matters." Back to you, contest chair.